Hey travel friends, today on Due to the Travel Bug, we're in Ohio, visiting some of this state's most unusual, heartbreaking, and bizarre graves. Our first stop, we're starting off with one of Ohio's most unsettling graves. We're in Marion Cemetery in Marion, Ohio. This is the Merchant Ball, a restless grave that just won't stay put. This perfectly carved and polished sphere makes scientists shrug and locals whisper. So, do you know what makes this grave so unique? It's a giant sphere, but this sphere weighs 5,200 pounds.
It doesn't look a pound over 4,000.
Well, no, this is the crazy thing. So this is where the base is. It's been moving.
What the?
Isn't that crazy? So this is where it was, and it's been moving on its own. So the family did reset it once and paid to have it reset, and it moved again. So what is it? Is it haunted? Or what is it?
I don't know, but it's kind of wild. Who do you call for, who's your big, heavy, sphere-moving guy? You know, who is that?
Yeah, well, they must know one here.
1-800-BIG-BALLS?
Shut up.
I don't know.
And while you're here, right across the street is St. Mary's Cemetery, home to a unique resident. She's said to be buried upright and covered in concrete because of all the jewels and jewelry that cover her. This is Ann Judge, aka Queen Cleo. This is Queen Cleo. She's a part of a band of gypsies from Brazil, and she was their gypsy queen. You leave her a trinket or a treasure for good luck, and she is supposed to curse anybody who steals any of her treasures. So I found this on a walk actually the other day. So next we go down to West Lawn Cemetery in Canton, Ohio. We should also mention that the 25th president, William McKinley's tomb, is also here. But we're here to find a spooky Canton urban legend. While here, we don't find anything too spooky, except for maybe this scary-ass tree that's swallowing up this old street sign, and this, my post-COVID bleached hair. Ugh. But West Lawn is where you'll find Frankenstein's grave. Local kids are dared to visit at night, especially around Halloween time. But Frankenstein is really just a German family's plot in a beautiful setting. Next, we travel down to Spring Grove Cemetery in Cincinnati, and this next grave makes people feel uneasy, and that was kind of its intention. All right, guys, is it kind of freaky?
Oh my gosh, he has really real-looking eyes.
He actually wanted his real eyes to be removed, and I don't know what you would do to keep them, but they wouldn't do that. He got glass eyes to match his eyes. And he lived in an insane asylum.
There we go.
And he wanted this.
That tracks.
He wanted this, and the reason he wanted his eyes is so that he could keep an eye on things when he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So people that work here say they feel like he's looking at them. And you can see that it's really kind of disturbing, isn't it? His eyes. And they say especially as the sun's going down, it looks like he's following them. We stick around Spring Grove for another unique grave, but first we stop by Dr. Henry Heimlich's, inventor of the Heimlich maneuver, to pay our respects and have a snack of grapes. Cut up, of course, because grapes, carrots, and hot dogs are the #1 foods that cause choking. We then head to a whimsical grave of a young woman taken too soon. Hey, we are at Sergeant Kimberly Walker's grave here in Cincinnati. She was a huge fan of SpongeBob SquarePants. So this is how her family decided they were going to honor her. She was sadly murdered on Valentine's Day, the day after her funeral. This cemetery, Spring Grove, took them down because they did not feel that SpongeBob fit in with their aesthetic and what they were going for here. Really upsetting to the family. A year later, on Valentine's Day, SpongeBob went back up with the cemetery's apologies to the family. However, these guys, if you come and visit them, They are not facing the road like the rest of the graves here. So that is a little sad, but at least they're here honoring Sergeant Kimberly. Still in Cincinnati, we head to St. Joseph New Cemetery to visit the Keading dollhouse, a very special gravestone. This grave marks the untimely deaths of 3 Keading children who died in the late 1800s. A grief-stricken father and stonemason built this 2-story dollhouse to memorialize them. Visitors used to bring dolls and dollhouse decor, but over time this beautiful structure had started to deteriorate, and people are now asked to no longer leave trinkets to help preserve the dollhouse. Now over to Dayton, Ohio, to Woodlawn Cemetery. Woodlawn's most famous residents are the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville Wright, the inventors of the first airplane. But today we're here to visit little Johnny Morehouse and his very best friend. So this one's especially sad. This is the grave of Johnny Morehouse. He passed away playing outside. He fell into a canal, and his dog jumped in and rescued him, but it was too late. But the dog then came and sat by his grave every single day and night. So, Alec, you want to leave this for Johnny and his doggy? When people come and visit, see, they leave little toys for Johnny. Next is Fairmount Cemetery in Jackson, Ohio. Handsome 18 years young Joshua Eggers died January 3rd, 2020, and his family memorialized him with a big version of his iPhone displaying his full color photo and favorite apps. Our next 2 graves are in Mifflin Cemetery in Ghana outside of Columbus. So do you think that was a tribute to how much he likes Diet Pepsi, or is that what ultimately killed him? Because that shit'll eat through a bathtub. It's interesting though. Never seen one like this.
Yeah, that's unique. I didn't know they could color it like that. It's kind of
yeah,
cool.
the coloring's cool. It's really vibrant. Jim, do you want to give him an update on the score?
Sure. So, Glenn, we are looking at Ohio State 20, Penn State 13, with 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. So, looking good so far. You gotta keep up the good work.
OH.
IO.
We head up to Cleveland for 2 more graves. The headstones themselves aren't unique, but it's what visitors place on them that makes our list. Lakeview Cemetery is one of the most beautiful cemeteries in all of Ohio. And if you can, visit in the spring for the daffodils. Lakeview is the final resting place of John D. Rockefeller, President Garfield, and Eliot Ness. Lakeview is also where Cleveland-born writer Harvey Pekar is laid to rest. Harvey's best known for his everyday life comic series, American Splendor. It's a simple grave, but it's always decorated by fans with pens and pencils. And next is Cleveland Indians shortstop Ray Chapman, the only Major League Baseball player to die as a result of an injury in a game. Ray was struck in the head by a pitch. Guests and fans pay their respects by leaving gloves, hats, and baseballs. Our next 2 graves, it's not about what's on the outside, but what's on the inside. First, we're at Arlington Memorial in Cincinnati visiting Fred Bauer. So he invented the Pringles container, and he has a patent on it. Do you want to know the weirdest part about this whole thing?
It looks like it would hold the same thing that would hold like tennis balls, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, the shape of the chip, it couldn't do in just a bag, right?
I guess not.
So do you want to know the weirdest thing about this grave? Yeah. You ready for it? Yeah. He was cremated and put inside a Pringles container. And he is buried there in a potato chip can. He is very proud of his invention. I think that's great. So he's a smart guy, and I think he has quite the sense of humor, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, this is a good graveyard picnic. Pass them out. And next we cheated a bit because technically right over the state line in Aurora, Indiana is our next grave, the grave of Aurora Shuck. So do we know what makes the grave of Aurora Shuck special? Anybody? No? All right. Looks like a regular grave. But look at all this land behind her. She was buried in her 1976 Eldorado Cadillac with the top down.
Wow.
She loved her Cadillac. Her husband had to buy 14 graves in order to bury her. 14 grave sites, plots, to build a cement coffin for the car. And they had lowered the car with her casket on top of the opened red Cadillac.
That's crazy.
So you know how they say you can't take it with you? She wasn't having that.
For more unique travel shows, like and subscribe to see where Doodlebug goes next.